Hello, Gary Champion, psychic medium, once again, with words that are probably not my own. Uh, this Sunday, the 12th, we have free readings. The 19th, we have free healings. September the 26th, there's a self healing class you register for on my website, garychampion.com. October the 3rd, there's a gallery reading class, virtual gallery reading class. Register on the website. October 31st is a Halloween seance. I've never done a virtual Halloween seance, but I don't think it's any different than the ones I used to do in classes across the country. Stuff comes to me, I'll tell you what it is. Usually someone will recognize it right away, and then someone who's passed will tell you something. Sort of a come as you are. My wife and I are going to get costumes and dress up. Not to make fun of these events are kind of solemn, so it's not to make fun of it, but to have fun ourselves. Not the event, but ourselves. Register on the website. October 31st, Halloween seance. November 7th, change your programming, change your life. Register on the website. And there's something new on my website I've decided to do that I haven't done for a long time. I'm reading. If you have a haunted house, I'll come and read it for you. The process is I just sit in your house until whoever's there that's creating all the bumping and knocking and poltergeist activity, whatever, or you just sense that there's somebody there. I can tell you it is and why they're there and the message they have for you. It's usually why a house gets upset, doors slam, it's cold in a room, you can feel someone touch you, all these creepy things go on, and it's just spirits trying to communicate with you and tell you something you need to know. That's all it is. And when you don't listen to them, then they try and get your attention with whatever thing they can. It's not evil spirits. Don't think that. There are no evil spirits. I know because I've asked them. I've never found one. If you're on the other side, I've never experienced it. So we got some pretty evil people on this side. I just have never met an evil spirit. And that's any time. A haunted house within the driving distance of where I live. You have to book it on the website, garychampion.com. And on to what the video's about. People in the future will look back on this period and assess what's going on and say, what was a transitional period? That was the first group of people that had to wear masks, that had to get a vaccine, that people died, blah, blah, blah. Within their memory, this will be the biggest thing that they remember, that this is a transitional period. And therefore a lot of confusion, a lot of doubters, a lot of dead bodies. But future kids will have grown up with masks. They'll understand what the value of it is. We're not through this. This is an ongoing thing. And the reason viruses have become worldwide is that the world is shrinking. We've got I don't want to say too many people, but we've got a lot of people living in close proximity. And we're very gregarious. We like to talk to people. We enjoy each other's company, and from that comes infection. But it's basically because someone can get on a plane in China with the disease and be here before anybody can stop them and know what it is. We don't even know what it is they've got until it runs through the scientists, and they'll figure out what it is, and then they come up with a vaccine. So these things will occur because we've made the situation such that they will. It's not a curse. It's not. It's just the way things are. I'm not a scientist, but I'm smart enough to listen to them. And those that, and in many ways, I saw this when I was a young man, out doing whatever I was doing. I remember clearly sitting at a table with a guy, big heavy-set guy, kind of ruddy red face, graying hair, and great conversationalist. I don't remember what I was doing there. I just remember the face and what happened later. And someone said, you're not supposed to be, your wife told me you're not supposed to be eating biscuits and gravy, because he had snuck down to the cafe on the corner and was having biscuits and gravy. And he says, yeah, the doctor says my cholesterol's high and my blood pressure's high and I'm a diabetic, but I'd rather be dead than to miss my biscuits and gravy. And it wasn't very long. He didn't show up. He was dead. So that was a precursor to this. You have a right to your opinions. You have a right not to take a shot. But when you kill other people, you're not thinking of the global me. You're thinking of just me. Anyway, kids in the future will look back on this and say, well, it was that bad transitional time when much like audiophiles look at the evolution of sound, and we had reel to reel, and then we had cassette, and whatever, on, and we had VCRs, and it was on a disc. Then it's back on vinyl again, and then you just download it. There is no medium to put them on. So the evolution of that is sort of like this. At some point, kids will say, well, yeah, I heard that you had these CD things you had to put in your computer, and now they make a lot of computers that don't even have CD drives, because what's the point? I mean, you can get one, but they're cheaper without them, and unless you're loading a program, an old program that you have, you don't need a disk drive. You just don't. You download it and hope that it doesn't have a virus on it. I remember the time when viruses were rare, but you got one, it screwed your computer up for a long time. And now software is good enough to intercept those, and you hardly ever get one. So anyway, this is that period of time where perhaps we're taking the world too seriously. It's maybe my opinion. You live a while, you have a job, you lose the job, you're married, you're unmarried, you came in here with nothing, you're going to leave with nothing. Stop taking things quite so seriously. You are temporarily here, and then you're dirt. Some guy's spreading you on his azaleas eventually. And why I'm saying that is that I've seen some really strange things lately. I call them miracles. I'm not a miracle person, but when you see something that obviously shouldn't have happened, everything seems trivial. Everything seems trivial. And it's in the healing range, I'll say that, not in the reading area of what I do. I've been doing that a long time, since I was a small child, and there aren't any real secrets there. I've seen pretty much everything on the other side, and spirits, and I've done a lot of readings, thousands of readings. So I have that down. But in the area of healing, when you see miracles, things that shouldn't happen, that do happen, and they happen right before your eyes, you're staring at it, and there it is. And my reaction was not to see the significance of it at all, because I don't tend to remember things when I'm reading or healing. I don't have any memory of it. Someone else tells you about it, then I have a sense memory of it. But when you see things that are that unusual, then everything sort of lightens up. I know most of you don't see things like that. Take life very seriously. If I could have filmed some of these things, and brought it in and showed it to you, you probably wouldn't believe it. You'd say, he's Spielberg. He put that spaceship in there, the guy with the 6 arms or whatever. And that's often the difference between a miracle happening and one that doesn't happen, is that someone believes it will happen. And it does happen. Because you can block energy that's healing you with a negative viewpoint. It just doesn't get in. If it gets in, it doesn't get in the same. I've heard people say that you can heal people even though they don't want it. And I just don't believe that's true. I believe I've experienced it where you're trying to help someone and they block it. I'm not feeling a thing. And then you get to the end, they say, I knew it wouldn't work. You say, oh, geez, you screwed yourself. Such is what we're doing now with the mask and things. You screwed yourself. Could have been at a good time. I'm spending my time, I'm quarantined still. I get out. My wife and I get out once a day. And but I'm experiencing things you're not seeing. And so it's easier for me to say they're taking life too seriously. The fun out of life is gone during this period. So many deaths, so much anger, lawsuits everywhere. If you were a lawyer, now would be the time to put up a shingle. Because people are suing each other for the silliest things you can imagine. And none of them will reach the court. They'll all be rejected. You paid a lawyer. It's pretty much what it is. And some of it is just they want to get in court and rant and rave about whatever it is they're suing over. They want to have their day in court. And that doesn't happen either, because it's just silly. Like, you took my parking space. Doesn't have your name on it. Well, I park there every day. Stuff like that. Or you're going into a store without a mask, and they say you can't come in here without a mask. I say, well, this is public property. No, it's private property. Anybody that owns a business is private. It's private business. They have it open to the public, but it's a private business. They can restrict your entry. People are suing. People get angry. The first thing they don't grab a gun. They grab a lawyer. Let me get my lawyer in here. And they have to get their lawyer in there. And there's no law except that it is private property, and they can make the rules up as they go along. But a lot of anger, a lot of distrust. People are so distrustful, they don't even trust themselves. I don't trust me, I don't trust you, I don't trust that guy over there. Makes it hard to live. Makes it hard to see the miracles that are happening around us all the time, that pop up and are there and are real. And the miracles that can happen to you with belief. Without belief, very little happens. Even if it did happen, you wouldn't notice it, you wouldn't see it, and therefore benefit by seeing something that happened that probably shouldn't have. As you like to say, well, there's no way that happened. A lot of miracles in the world if you're open and looking. And almost everything is that way to me. So you came with nothing, you're leaving with nothing. All this in the middle, you're taking too seriously. Some fun in life, because soon it's all over. Just a thought. Engage the world don't be at war with the world. And people are at war with themselves. They're fighting over what? I don't know, crap in themselves. The things they were taught as a child and the things they know today that don't match up with that. They're at war with themselves. And here's the thing, no one else cares. Because most of life you have to figure out on your own. See, Peanut's upset. He's howling. I don't know if you can hear that through this or not, but he's howling more and more lately. But it's just Peanut. He's a singer, I think. So I'm going out in the world feeling things, sensing things, totally open to it, without reservation. And of course I'm a medium, so as people go past me, I'm reading them. But that's a part of my experience. So I'm not at war with the world or other people. I'm experiencing as it happens. So I see things that you don't see. And being in the nature of metaphysics and healing and reading, I see a lot of them. So open up. See the world with kid eyes. Baby eyes, kid's eyes. Where you're laying there in your crib and someone goes by with an ice cream cone. You go, ooh, what's that? That looks good. And you have an experience that's positive instead of, why didn't he give me an ice cream cone? I need some ice cream. Why did he pass by me with that? What's that? Difference between engaging in the world in a positive manner, less stressful manner, less argumentative manner, taking everything in but not taking it all that seriously. And gaining insight that you didn't have before. When you're angry, you block everything. Everything gets blocked. So, not being angry and being open in your heart and your mind, you experience things you would normally experience. And that's how I'm approaching the world, and I'm seeing things I've never seen before. Also, this is a time for learning. And I was telling Peanut. He wanted to play, and I picked him up, and I said, I've got to go in here and learn something. And I have an unelastic brain because I'm old, and it's going to take me a long time to learn something. But I can't throw the ball for you right now because I've got to go learn something. And Peanut, he's very philosophical. He looked at me and looked me in the face and said, all right, maybe we need more of that. When you get contentious with someone, look them in the face and say, it's okay. No fear, no regret, no anger. Thanks for watching.